You know, after more than 40 years in medicine, I've seen countless patients in their 60s and 70s walk into my clinic with one simple belief. Doctor, I eat a lot of fish, so my heart and memory must be fine. But the truth isn't always that simple. I once treated an elderly woman who ate canned tuna every single week, thinking it was a light and healthy choice. Then she began experiencing vague headaches. Her memory declined rapidly, and we discovered her mercury levels were far above the safe limit. She was stunned, and I quietly thought to myself, the food we choose today is the future we live tomorrow. I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I unknowingly eating fish that looks healthy on the surface, but is silently harming me? When we're young, our bodies can handle toxins more effectively. But after 60, the liver, kidneys, and nervous system all become more sensitive, more fragile. And the sad truth is, many of the cheap, common fish at the market are loaded with antibiotics, chemicals, or mercury levels that exceed safety standards. I'm not saying this to make you fearful every time you look at a piece of fish on your plate. I just want you to understand that not all fish are created equal. Some farmed fish are raised in filthy, overcrowded conditions, fed with unnatural industrial feed, and what ends up on your plate is nothing more than a health trap, disguised as healthy food. Over time, the inflammation and toxins quietly build up, until one day you notice your memory slipping, your joints aching, or your heart growing weaker without even knowing why. Have you ever felt unusually tired after a meal you thought was healthy? Maybe it wasn't your age. It could have been the wrong choice of food. Science has shown that eating the wrong kind of fish just once or twice a week can raise the risk of stroke and memory loss by up to 70%. That's no small matter, and that's why in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 7 types of fish people over 60 should absolutely avoid. Imported catfish, or basa, often contaminated with antibiotics, chemicals, and high omega-6. Large tuna, albacore, big eye, high in mercury. King mackerel, on the FDA and EPA do not eat list. Farmed tilapia, extremely high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, triggers inflammation. And a few other varieties easily contaminated with toxins and low in nutrition. They're like traitors on your dinner plate. By staying away from them, you've already taken half the journey toward protecting your health in later years. My friend, we've just talked about the kinds of fish you should avoid, the traitors hiding in what seems like a healthy meal. But life isn't only about avoiding. Especially after the age of 60, life requires choices that nourish, strengthen, and heal. So which fish can you truly trust? Those that help you stay stronger, sharper, and more independent as the years go by. Today, I want to share with you the 7 types of fish I always recommend to my patients over 60. 1. Wild Alaskan salmon. I remember one patient, Robert, 68 years old. He told me, "Doctor, my memory has gotten so bad lately, I sometimes can't even remember where I left my keys." We adjusted his diet and added wild Alaskan salmon twice a week. 3 months later, he came back smiling. "At least now I can still remember where I put my glasses." A small story, but powerful proof of omega-3's impact. The EPA and DHA in salmon don't just reduce inflammation and protect the heart. They nourish the brain and keep nerve cells sharp. And that pink-orange color of salmon? It comes from astaxanthin, a potent antioxidant that helps brighten the skin, protect the eyes, and strengthen the heart. You can grill it lightly, steam it, or add it to salads. Just 2 meals a week can make a remarkable difference. 2. Sardines. This is the humble superfood many Americans overlook. Imagine, inside a tiny sardine is a treasure chest of omega-3, vitamin D, calcium, and B12. For those over 60, when bones become weaker and the skin no longer makes vitamin D from sunlight as efficiently, sardines are a natural, affordable remedy. One of my patients, a 72-year-old woman with mild osteoporosis, chose sardines twice a week instead of taking too many supplements. After a year, her bone density had improved noticeably. You can eat sardines on toast, toss them in salads, or mash them with avocado. And here's the best part. They feed on plankton, not other fish, which means they carry virtually no mercury. Perfectly safe for older adults. 3. Pacific cod. If salmon is the conductor of a meal, cod is the quiet soldier. White, light, low in fat, yet packed with high-quality protein. For older adults, fighting muscle loss, sarcopenia, is crucial. A 6-ounce serving of cod delivers about 40 grams of clean protein, enough to help preserve strength, balance, and reduce fall risk. Cod is also rich in selenium and vitamin B12, vital for memory and nerve protection. And since cod live shorter lives in the cold, clean waters of Alaska, they carry far less mercury. For patients with sensitive digestion, cod is gentle, easy to absorb, and rarely causes bloating. 4. Rainbow trout. Few people realize rainbow trout, especially farmed in the U.S., is one of the cleanest fish you can eat. Raised under strict conditions, they have very low antibiotic or toxin risk. For those over 60, trout provides abundant omega-3s to keep blood vessels flexible, lower blood pressure, and support memory. A major bonus is potassium. Nearly 70% of older Americans struggle with high blood pressure, and potassium is the key that helps counteract sodium. Trout also supplies vitamin E, zinc, and iron, essential for immunity and energy in later years. And taste? The flesh is soft, mild, and never too oily, perfect for seniors who can't handle heavier fish. 5. Herring. You've probably heard the saying, "A bite of herring is like a vitamin pill." Herring, especially pickled or smoked, has long been a staple in European diets. What makes it so valuable is its very high content of omega-3 and vitamin D. For older adults living in less sunny regions, herring is like sunshine on the plate. Herring also provides coenzyme Q10, a powerful nutrient for the heart. I once advised a patient with mild heart disease to add herring twice a week. 6 months later, his heart inflammation markers had dropped significantly. A small change, but one that restored his hope. 6. Anchovies. Tiny but mighty. Anchovies are often thought of as just a topping, on pizza or Caesar salad, but don't underestimate them. They're rich in omega-3s, calcium, iron, and niacin, vitamin B3. For older adults, anchovies help improve cholesterol, reduce inflammation, and strengthen bones. And here's the advantage: no mercury concerns. With their short life cycle, anchovies are among the safest fish you can eat. Just a small handful of dried anchovies sprinkled on a salad, soup, or stir-fried vegetables can deliver big benefits. 7. Black cod, sablefish. This one isn't often mentioned, but it's a true treasure chest of omega-3, even higher than salmon. Its flesh is rich, silky, almost buttery, and loaded with vitamins A and D. For older patients struggling with dry eyes, dry skin, or constant fatigue, black cod is a healing food. Research shows the omega-3s in black cod may also help lower the risk of depression and improve sleep quality, something so many older adults struggle with. You see, fish is not just food, it's medicine. A gentle but powerful medicine from the ocean. Each type of fish I just shared carries essential nutrients: omega-3 for memory, vitamin D and calcium for bones, protein for muscles, selenium for the immune system. But above all, eating the right fish helps you preserve independence, freedom, and dignity in your later years. I want you to imagine this. One morning, you can walk to the market by yourself, bring home a basket of fresh fish, cook a healthy meal for your family, and that same afternoon still have the strength to take a walk in the park and chat with friends. That is the true reward of choosing the right foods. Remember, The food you eat today is the health you live with tomorrow. And if you want to begin, don't overthink it. Just add a serving of salmon or a small can of sardines to your meals this week, and let your body speak for itself. My dear friend, when we step into our 60s, one truth becomes undeniable. Health is no longer guaranteed. It is the result of small daily choices. A meal, a piece of fish. It may seem simple, but it can either be the bridge to years of clarity and strength, or the heavy stone that slows us down. I once asked an older patient of mine, "What do you fear most about aging?" He didn't mention wrinkles or gray hair. He said, "I'm afraid of the day I can't walk on my own, can't remember my grandchildren's names, and have to depend on others." That answer stayed with me, because I know that sometimes just small changes, like choosing the right fish, adding salmon or sardines to a meal, are enough to preserve our freedom, our independence, and our joy of living. You may not be able to control everything, but you can control what you put on your plate. And when you do that every day, you are planting the seeds of a brighter future. A future where you are still strong enough to walk in the park, sharp enough to tell old stories to your grandchildren, and resilient enough to live life your way. So I invite you to start this week. Remove one harmful fish from your menu and replace it with one healing fish I shared. Just one small step, but it could be the first toward a longer, healthier journey. If you found today's information helpful, don't forget to hit like to support this channel, subscribe for more science-based health insights, and share this video with those you love. Because health is not just a gift for yourself, it's a gift for your family, for those who always want to see you healthy and happy. And now, I'd like to ask you, of the 7 types of fish I shared today, which one do you eat most often? And after watching this video, are you ready to make a change in your meals? Leave a comment. I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. Wishing you a journey through aging that is not about decline, but about clarity, strength, and freedom.